Okay, to begin our spine and our pages, you're going to find at your table some water, a sponge, some unsharpened pencils, a dull pencil for writing, some extra clay, a plastic fork, and some pasta letters, but you can also freehand write this. To start, we're going to pinch some clay and roll it into a coil. You can use your hands or the table, but it needs to be fairly even. These are going to be your spine ridges on your book. You can lay them on your spine to check for their size and pinch off any extra that you don't need. You can choose how many ridges you have and where they go. I'm going to show you 2 on both of my spines. And you can also choose how big your ridges are. I just want you to remember that you're going to need to write your name, your graduation year, and leave space for the SCA sticker. Whether that name and grad year's here and the sticker's here is up to you. We just need space for all of it. Once you've placed your ridges where you want them, you're going to mark them on the spine with your pencil. You're going to mark the top and the bottom of all of your ridges. And then using your fork, you're scratching the surface of the clay that's going to be attached. So both the coil and the spine will get scratched. You can dip your finger in water, dab it on your coil, and then press firmly to the spine. You do not need a lot of water. Do the same thing for any remaining ridges that you have. Scratch the surface. Dab on a little water, and then press firmly to the spine. And then you can use a wooden modeling tool like this, or you can use your fingers to smooth out the seam of your connection. You don't want to see the crack, so smooth the clay until the line disappears. You do not need to add any extra water to this step. You can use your modeling tool and your fingers, but you want that clay to be extra smooth. And then you can use your knife, your fettling knife, to trim away any extra on the sides. You need to smooth out all of your ridges in the same way. After that's done, you can move on to writing your name and graduation year. You can use your dull pencil, as seen here, and I'm just going to use it and hand write my graduation year. Not really, just the year. You can see me cleaning off my pencil after every mark. That's good practice. You don't need to scratch really deep into your clay. You're just scratching the surface. And then you could also use the pasta letters. These can be really tricky because they're really small. So feel free to use your pencil to help you place them and press them into the clay. You do need to press the pasta firmly into the clay, and then you can just leave them there. They will burn away when we fire them in the kiln, and it'll leave this beautiful impression of your letter. Do make sure that your name fits if you're going across. In my finished example on the table, you can see my name is going down for this very reason instead of across, because it's just too long. It does not go across. So I should have made it go up and down instead of side to side like this. When you finish with your name and graduation year, you need to smooth out your edges. Take your sponge and get it wet, like so. and then squeeze out all of the extra water back into the bucket. You don't need a lot of water, you just need a damp sponge. And then you can wipe down all of your edges and all of your unwanted texture with your sponge. You really want smooth, rounded edges, not sharp corners. And if you have any mistakes or like unwanted texture on the top of your clay, you can use your sponge to clean that off as well. Then when you're finished, you need to place a pencil underneath your spine and gently press the edges to create this nice curve that we want on our book. You can use your sponge here too. If you're using the smaller spine, one pencil will do. If you use the thicker spine, the 2.5-inch spine, you'll need 2 pencils for that. And I'll show you that here. But it's the same process. Once you're finished, you would lift it up, place both pencils underneath, and then with your hands gently press the sides of your slab down, and this will create that really nice curve of our spines, our book spines. But now you're ready to move on to your pages. For this, you just need to use your fork. You're making long scratches from top to bottom of your slab. You can make as many or as little page marks as you wish. When you are satisfied, you will need to smooth the edges of your page slab the same way you smooth the edges of your spine. You can also use your sponge to get rid of some of the crusties that'll appear from carving the pages. You also don't have to worry too much about them because a lot of them will fall off later when it dries. But remember, smooth edges, smooth round edges, not sharp corners. And that's it. You're all done with your spine and your pages.